Awesome, great. Before we continue, I'll have to sanitize. And now I welcome you to the this is the Inspiration Desk, where we bring you quality information. This is concerning the youths. And most importantly, as our hashtag goes, that everything works for the good of the young person. I will always bring you information that is important to the youths and that highlight what the future generation is carrying for us. And today we want to speak about this pandemic that is touching not only Kenya but the world. That is coronavirus. Yeah, and having walked all the way from Nyeri County, that is where you come from. Yeah. You want to sanitize even before the introduction?
Yeah. That's the best way.
Yeah.
So, I'm lisper muthoni, a health promotion officer, and I think
Yeah. Because you have sanitized,
yeah,
I think this is better.
we are with this
Yeah.
for some time.
Yeah.
So, I'm lisper muthoni,
Yeah.
a health promotion officer. I'm saying yes.
Yeah.
And just to say a little bit about health
Yeah.
health promotion is whereby we enable people to increase control over the determinants of health, whereby thus we improve their health. So from there, we have so many strategies in health promotion.
Yeah.
One of them being health education, which we will be doing it
Yeah, that is health promotion, or that is health education. You know, youths have been hearing about this issue to do with coronavirus day in, day out, and they're like, screw the shit out of this. I don't know what is coronavirus. So maybe you can explain to us, what is this coronavirus? You know, we hearing it's corona, it's COVID, we don't know which is which. Yeah, maybe.
we can start here. Coronavirus, COVID.
Yeah.
So the disease itself
Yeah.
is COVID-19. And COVID-19, those are initials. So the full term is the CO in COVID-19 stands for corona, which is the shape of the virus.
That is corona.
Yeah, the corona. Then VI stands for virus. Then D stands for disease. So in full, the disease is coronavirus disease. Then the hyphen 19, which stands for the year which the disease was discovered.
That is 2019.
Yeah.
So it is CO, that is for corona, VI, that is for virus, and then D for the disease, and then the hyphen 19, the year it was discovered.
Yeah.
Oh my, that is great. And maybe just to go straight forward to now, you know, the youths are in the front liners. The Minister of Health highlighted some days ago that that is the bracket of 15 to 29 are in the front line of spreading this. Maybe you can explain to us how this corona now spreads from you to me and maybe me to you before we get now to symptoms.
Yeah. This coronavirus, there is a family of coronaviruses, and this is the third one. The first one was the severe acute respiratory syndrome that occurred in 2003. Then the second one was the Middle East respiratory syndrome that happened, that emerged in 2012. And now we have the coronavirus. And all these diseases affect our respiratory system. So the main route of transmission is through our respiratory droplets. By respiratory droplets, what do I mean? I mean, you might be coughing and then you have some droplets on your hands or maybe the handkerchief that you are using. You might also be sneezing, and those droplets, you come into contact with them. So one thing, there can be the transmission through the droplets. Maybe I cough, somebody is near me, then he or she gets the droplets.
Oh, that is why they are keeping this issue to do with the social distance.
Yeah. Then we also have the contact. Social distancing is helping us. I can transmit directly the droplets, or also I transmit through contact. I sneezed, then I shake your hands, and what my hand might be having, so I might also transmit to you, and that's how maybe now the disease is transmitted through our respiratory droplets.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's maybe I sneeze and those stuffs are all over, maybe mucus or saliva,
Yeah.
and then I go shaking hands. That could be maybe a duration of how many hours after maybe I sneezed.
After contact.
Maybe after contact or after it got in my hands, imefika kwa mikono yangu, and it's all about the virus now is on my hands. Now how many minutes or how many hours or how many days will that virus stay here? Unajua?
Without proper maybe sanitation, whereby after maybe you sneezed or before you greet another person, maybe you shake your hands, it can be about like 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically maybe on your clothes, on our clothes, but you know our hands will go, shake your hand, wash your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the best, that's why we are emphasizing that we keep on washing our hands.
I think this gotta be lit because you know the youths and these respiratory things. Oh, you imagine that we're in this duration where we need kissing, you know, we need hugging, we need mnaenda tu mmeshikana mikono and the stuffs, and that gonna bring our youths to risk.
Hello.
So maybe we shift now to, now we have known how to transmit it from me to you or from you to me, and then how do I now start realizing it that, oh, coronavirus is now in me? That is the symptoms maybe.
Symptoms, but before we head to the symptoms,
Yeah.
there is now we have moved from infection.
Yeah.
I have transmitted to you, so it is said you have become infected with the coronavirus disease.
Yeah.
So there is that period between your infection and the period and the time whereby the first symptom will emerge.
Oh, now the virus is in me,
Yeah.
but it will take time now to graduate to show some symptoms.
Yeah, very correct.
Yeah.
So that period is referred to as the incubation period. So during that period, it takes about 14 days. But in average, for many people, it is taking about 5 to 6 days. So that's the average time whereby now the symptom will emerge.
Yeah.
And also in that period, when you are infected, you also it can also be referred to as a pre-symptomatic stage. It's before.
Yeah.
So it's before the symptoms emerge.
Okay.
And that period you can also be infectious. And by infectious, I mean you can transmit to other people even without you necessarily having shown the first symptoms.
Oh, so before even I cough, before even I sneeze, and I start all those things, you know, I can transmit it to the other person.
Yeah.
That is sounding somehow dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Mhm.
And also, this when a disease enters our body, not even a positive agent enters our body.
Yeah.
The likes of other diseases, the likes of malaria, the likes of tuberculosis.
Yeah.
So during that period, when the body is fighting the disease,
Yeah.
our body depends on the immune system. So how we fight is what that will determine whether the symptoms will be shown or will not be shown. So you can find in some people they have high immune. That means the symptoms, they will be able to fight the positive agent and the symptoms will not be shown.
Yeah.
So and that we say that person may be asymptomatic.
Yeah, I heard of that. I know you also have heard about that specific word, asymptomatic. That this person is infected, but then you cannot trace away, or you cannot trace now from the symptoms. He has not shown the symptoms, and it is so dangerous. Can this person pass it now to the next person?
Yeah, you are asymptomatic. You have the disease, yes,
Yeah.
but you can also pass. It's only that your immune system is high and is able to fight the disease, the positive agent of the disease, but you can also transmit it to another person.
So there is a difference between the shortness in breath and difficulty in breathing.
Yeah, even diabetes.
Yeah.
You can see there is a difference between difficulty and shortness.
Yeah.
Okay? So the shortness is whereby you see in some cases like the asthma, when someone has asthma, you see that time, but that person is
Struggling. Or
struggling. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm looking for that term.
Yeah.
He or she uses maybe the inhalers, the likes of that. But now in difficulty with breathing, your lungs now are not in a position to breathe at all.
To hold you now.
Yeah, to hold you now.
Yeah.
And it is that position that you see yourself that the patient will be in the ICU
Yeah.
or maybe in the HDU that at that position.
Uh-huh.
So that is now when you can say that person.
Before you go, what is the difference between ICU and HD? You know, we just don't care. we get these things is a madaktari. So what is the difference between ICU and HDU? Maybe.
Just to mention, ICU means intensive care unit,
Uh-huh.
which is then we also have the HDU, which means high dependency unit. But now when you are in the HDU, it means now you are more critical than in the state where you are in ICU.
Oh, na nasikia watu wakisema this issue to do with kwa ICU ni wetu na Mungu. So there is another step.
Yeah.
Oh my, this is great.
Now
This is great. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's almost the same, but
Yeah.
there is some difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from now the shortness of breath and also difficulty breathing,
Yeah.
there is also some rare symptoms which are nausea and also diarrhea. And at this point now the person is very critical.
Okay.
And just to highlight a few, we can say that the disease we classify them into mild, severe, and critical. So in the mild stage, you can see the person is just having some headache, the fever, and maybe the dry cough. Then from there, the person will be, it's now in the severe stage, whereby the person is now developing the shortness of breath, maybe the difficulty in breathing. And now in the critical stage, is whereby now you sum up all the other symptoms, basically the difficulty in breathing is the main one, and also now the nausea and diarrhea, which are very rare.
Okay, we have learned a lot, and maybe it is not done. We still have a way to go, and because I always tell you that you should, and I don't know whether people get this, you should protect yourself, not only because of you, but because of your family members, that is maybe for the youth, and your friends. Maybe after the break we'll be talking more to do with, or we'll be speaking more to do with now what should we do to prevent ourselves from this thing, because let me tell you, Kenya is better. We are having 400 and something cases. I think yesterday they turned to oh my, this is great. Kenya, we are in a good condition. There are countries that are burying thousands and thousands day in, day out. And that is why I tell you, as we are inspiring you, we need you alive. Because if we inspire dancers, if we inspire, singers, musicians, can we inspire them when they're dead? This is so much important. And after the break, I'll be bringing our guest back to talk more or to speak more about that. But remember, this is so important. And if you don't listen and adhere to this, I'll tell you after the break. Oh, life is changing. We started from this quarantine thing, and people are not to work at night. That is after the curfew hours and all stuffs. And that is how the environment here is changing. So don't be afraid, oh, amevaa koti, sasa amekuwa corona. No, it's not about that. It's about the changing of the weather. But then, welcome back. As I had promised you that we are going to continue with this episode and maybe talking about the measures that have been kept aside by the World Health Organization, that is maybe, and the Kenyan government. Yeah, that is where we are headed to. That is the measure. Yeah, the prevention measures now, because it is in our country. What should we do to avoid now spreading it? And putting in mind that the youths have been told, or it has been said that the youths are in the front line of spreading this. I think this is a more important thing to adhere to. Let's get back to you. Uko sawa wewe, the environment is just good for you. You know, ladies say that what men can do, they can do best. So if we can do jackets, then they can do, oh, dresses, they can do something. Oh my, that is great. Let's get back to measures.
Yeah, so by the mention of the youth, we say that we as the youth, and maybe the government of Kenya has given us the obligation that we as the youth put our measures or put our effort in the fighting of this disease. And so one thing what I can encourage my fellow youth is that I'm used to the fellow youth, they are used to fellow Kenyans, fellow youth. So I'm also telling my fellow youth that the best thing we can do, because we are the ones at the position to grab the information as when it is being designated to us. We are the ones who are understanding better. Our siblings, the age, maybe some points our parents, our grandparents, they cannot understand maybe the terminologies that are being used, such as the likes of social distancing. Yeah, and so it's upon us to take that responsibility to educate them. Also even new examples, especially to our siblings, because we have seen like the children are playing normal, they're just doing their games normally, but at this position,
by the way,
this situation, it's not good.
That is crucial, because yesterday as I was walking home, I found a group of children, and it just amazed me, because if one of that, that group, one of the child there has coronavirus, then it means it's hectic, because there were more than 9 children, and they're playing minus all these things that we've been told of, the masks, and I imagine that they're going to transfer that to their families, and the following morning their families will transfer it to the works, to social places, and it was hectic. So I think the youth understand it better.
Yeah, we understand better our responsibility that we educate our fellow peers and also our siblings. So back to the prevention measures. Maybe we can start with the ones that are great that and we say that prevention, we are preventing ourselves or preventing ourselves from getting a disease. That means that before I even get you are droplet. So what can I do to get that other person's droplet? So that's how we come up, or maybe we come up with the prevention measures, because we say coronavirus is being spread by the droplets of the respiratory droplets. So the first one, which is the most crucial, is hand washing.
Hand washing.
Yeah. So hand washing, because we say our hands are the ones that are very possible that we come into contact with the droplets. And like I said, when we are sneezing, when we are coughing, so our hands are the ones that are at a high position to come into contact.
With people, with things, with materials there.
Yeah. So how do we wash our hands? So the first step,
that is in washing hands. This thing has been heralded so gigantic, let me say that, by the government. It is everywhere that people should wash their hands. And these go back now even to those youths who have businesses, and even not only youths, but to Kenyans and to the whole world. Those people who have businesses, they are forced waeke hizo tanks there, and the things za kuosha. And so how do I wash? Sisi tunaoganga tu mikono, and then gone. It's good.
We are done.
Yeah.
So the first thing we should know, or the first thing we should know is that we should wash our hands using running water. And maybe we are knowledge what is running water.
Maji inakimbia huku kwa barabara. Ama hizi zinaletangwa na clean water. You know that can be running water. That hiyo kitu inatembea na 80 kilometers per hour.
It's running water.
Yeah.
No. So
But anyway, I understand it's this water that is flowing.
Yeah, it's water that is flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that it's flowing that maybe we say like you have a basin, then it has a hole there now, then you say that water is flowing, or maybe the water is running. So it's not that. So it's about using tap water, or maybe somebody is pouring water as you wash your hands.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. And that's why you are seeing even the markets, we are using a tank. And we have the taps.
The tap, the something like tap. Hata kama ni mtungi imewekwa kwa tap hapo. Yeah.
Wajaweka tu maji ya mtungi ati wapige tu maji.
Yeah, by the way, I worked somewhere in Meru and the big farms there, they have done something that is so good. They have, constructed some things there, and it has something that you're stepping on, and then the water is coming out. You have to sit up. It is somewhere imetombolewa, and then you can clean your hands there. I think that was awesome.
It's very awesome because even in these taps, I tap and wash my hands using the tap. Maybe I didn't even rinse the tap as I go. So the other person, before even he or she comes, will open the tap and maybe it had some contact. But this one where you are stepping, it is at least better off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you go back to the hand washing process. So the first step is you wet your hands. So you have opened the tap.
Yeah.
You wet your hands.
Unailowesha maji. That is what I hear them saying in Kiswahili. Yeah, Swahili is, oh my, I don't know what to speak about it. Yeah.
So you have wet your hands,
Yeah.
then you apply soap.
So you wet, you close the tap.
Yeah.
You,
Apply soap.
yeah,
Make sure that you have touched all the surfaces.
yeah,
So now you have applied your soap. From there you are going to rub your palms.
yeah.
From there, now you are washing this in between these parts.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like this.
I'm saying these services.
Yeah, those surfaces.
Uh-huh.
Then you switch your hands.
Yeah,
Then after that, because now you have washed these surfaces.
yeah.
Not touch this.
Yeah, this one.
This palm,
Uh-huh.
this thumb, the other thumb, and together.
Yeah.
There you have the ends.
Cleaning these, these
Yeah,
ends.
the fingertips.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other fingertips.
Yeah,
You can also rub this here. Wash now these surfaces.
yeah.
Then you switch hands. Then from there you also have to touch the other surfaces.
Yeah.
There you now you can open your arms, the tap, and then rinse.
You rinse with now the detergent or that kind of soap. Yeah.
Then that is from there
Yeah.
you can dry your hands. Important to dry your hands.
Yeah, I have them saying about towel.
Yeah, you can use a towel, but it's not that recommendable, especially in so many social places.
Yeah.
Whereby I will use the same towel and another person will come and use the same towel. So I would say the best thing to use is like disposable tissue or something.
Oh, so something that after now you dry your hands, you can dispose it somewhere. Something disposable. Oh, that is great. We have heard that after you clean your hands, not only cleaning but following those steps that we have been given, after that now you dry your hands. And maybe just to say that, okay, if then there is something like, let's say, something like the disposable tissue or something kind of serviette, you can also use it, because that will not be used by somebody else, and that can also help us not to spread the virus to the other person. I think that is awesome. Let's get back now to the measures here. The masks, yeah. Everybody is owning it, including the Minister of Health. Every day by there and a change. Every day I see him with another one, and these every day.
So this mask, we say the main objective here of our preventive measures is to prevent me or you to get from getting the other person's droplets.
Okay.
Yeah. So and that's why now we use masks.
Okay.
Because there are several types of masks, just to mention.
Yeah.
There are the disposable ones.
Yeah.
Which I would highly recommend that we leave those
Yeah.
to the health workers,
Yeah.
or maybe the people working in the health facility.
Yeah.
Then from there we have the clothes ones.
Yeah. Like this one.
Yeah, I also have one. Yeah, these ones.
Yeah.
Which they are washable.
Yeah.
So this one, the best thing about them is that if I wear one today, maybe say I have a pair.
Yeah.
So if I wear one today, I'll go and clean it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I wear the other one.
As
then
this one dries.
Yeah. So unlike the disposable ones, the ones that I'll just use maybe for a day, and maybe see I'm using one. Let's say I'm using the disposable.
Yeah.
So maybe it gets damp.
Yeah.
So I'll just use it for some few hours. Then in the next few hours, I'll maybe dispose it.
Yeah.
Dispose it. But maybe you are not in that position to purchase daily a disposable.
Yeah, I think it's also economical. Putting in mind that most of Kenyans now are starving, and the government has been forced now to take back or to take to people maybe food and other basic needs. That is putting in mind that we are there as wanjikos, as I hear them calling, yeah, as wanjikos, as these people who are hustling. When so na hustle, don't opt for this one that utavaa leo and then you go dispose it, and kesho you needed another one, you can go dispose it. It's better you use this one, because as he has said that you can use this one and then clean it, uyanike ikauke, and then you can use it another time, rather than using that the same amount maybe to buy a mask that you only will use for one day and then you dispose it. That will be a waste of money, but I don't say it's a waste of money. Maybe there is that class that is in a position to purchase every day, but make sure even that disposable one, by the way, I would want you to touch something to do with how to dispose them, because there are people who are just throwing them out of the cars and vehicles, and I think it's not good.
Especially now that our children are
Yeah.
so they don't know what it is, or maybe just do what big people.
As
Big people.
they want to copy and paste.
Yeah.
And because you'll not buy for the kid, tenda kiona imeokotwa, and then he's like, oh, it's good.
Which is very risky, because if maybe that person had the virus,
Yeah.
it can also be transmitted to that child and the entire community.
Yeah.
So especially we at the community level, that's why I'm saying the best thing is to use the clothes ones, because we don't have to dispose them, because we don't even have maybe the places to dispose them. Maybe in the health facility we have things such as the incinerators.
Yeah.
They can also be burned.
Yeah.
So the best thing is that let us just make the point that we at the community level use the clothes ones. But maybe if you have that, you are in that position to use the disposable one.
Yeah.
Then make sure before you dispose, you can tear it, so that it is not the normal mask that you had worn.
Yeah.
You can also burn it. So, and make sure that as you dispose, before you burn them, but maybe let's say you are in the house, you have to put it in a dustbin.
Yeah.
Make sure that the children do not have access to it.
Yeah. Oh, and that makes me remember that some few days ago we had this issue in Muranga about some people making masks. You know, masks that I don't want to say that they were kind of underwears. Oh my, I just spread it, but it was something kind of that. So what is this mask that if I go hata kama imeshonwa, you know, they are these, the youths mostly don't want these ones zenye ni plain like white, mimi nakaa nurse na bio nilikuwa napata hii. So they want is our ras and all that kind. So what should you check in a mask? Yeah.
So basically, the disposable ones,
Yeah.
we have 3 layers.
Yeah.
We have 3 layers of clothing. There's this outer one.
Yeah.
And also the I wish you have some that one.
Yeah.
Yani a mask has 3 layers.
Okay.
Basically. And also we should also look at the quality. Sometimes you can have something even at a cheaper price, but we are at a position now to value the quality. And as much as maybe we want those fancy things, but look at the quality that you are buying.
But then utajuaje huyo ameshona ya mras, huyo ameshona sijui ya khaki, huyo ameshona ya white, and you opt for this mras one ya Jamaica yenye iko na weed hapa mbele, and it's like what how okay, maybe one word to the mask. How should you now, you know, what do I say, look at it and know that it is of help to me. It's not just a kitabaya of kind and
just a matter of texture. You can do that. Like now this one.
Yeah.
This one, it has this outer, the inner one.
Yeah.
There's also the inner one.
Yeah.
Basically, a mask will have 3 layers.
I can also hear from this one.
You can also.
Yeah. I can also feel 3 layers here.
Yeah.
Na ya kwanza iko somehow whitish and kind of ya katikati, and then here kitambaa. Yeah.
So basically, the best a good mask has 3 layers.
Yeah. So well, uko hapo home, don't just run for a mask because that you umeona ni amras ni nini. It is better that you just remain calm and maybe you just check, unaangalia kama it has those layers, because see ati ni kitu tunavaa, you know, it's not a trouser, you know, it's not a jacket, it is something that you're wearing for your own good. So make sure that as you go for it, you just check. Yeah, you just counter check because it is good for your health.
The other thing we want,
Yeah.
masks. One thing is that most of us we are putting them.
Yeah, senior police.
Yeah, and that's why I got to the position whereby that let us take the personal responsibility. Let us take the personal responsibility. When you are told to wear a mask, it's not a matter of the Minister for Health.
Yeah.
It is a matter of us.
See issue na kushikwa and stuff.
Yeah, see issue na polisi. Like the way it's not a matter of maybe the police, that person on a higher rank, maybe the health workers. It's about us. They are preventing us.
Yeah.
So when you are told to wear a mask, just wear it where it is supposed to. And then from there, when you have the mask on, it's not good that you keep touching it, because basically, you can contaminate the mask.
Okay.
Maybe you had some contact with other people, then you come and touch your mask. You see, you are going to contaminate your mask, and you are doing nothing, because you are preventing yourself from getting the droplets, whereas you yourself you are touching the mask. So the best thing is touching.
Yeah, that is, I know. They understand.
Yeah, the language that everyone understands. So we should not touch. We should not keep touching the mask.
Oh my, that is great. And we are continuing with this discussion concerning coronavirus, a pandemic that has touched most of our parts in Kenya, and mostly to do with Nairobi and Mombasa. And there is where most of our youths are hustling. That is why we are bringing this special education for you, a youth, to make sure that you protect yourself. Oh my, where am I? I'm here. So make sure that you sanitize yourself, you do all those kinds of things to protect yourself, because we need you. and you need us. In the next episode, we'll be coming to wind up with this thing, all these kind of coronavirus and stuff, and so that we can leave you updated on this issue to do with coronavirus. And as I tell you, if you don't listen to these precautions concerning coronavirus, I will tell you after that, right? Awesome. And heading off our last episode, you my viewers, I must appreciate you for watching us. And maybe I have just a token for you, a green flower. I want to give you these as we proceed to this last episode. And maybe as we continue with this issue to do with the coronavirus, and right away we are at the measures that you can take to now prevent yourself and maybe your friends and family maybe not to contact this disease. And I think we mentioned the hand washing, and we demonstrated it in the mask. Now we are at sanitization. Yeah.
So sanitization is whereby we are using alcohol sanitizer.
Yeah.
So this one, the sanitizers should be just an alternative to hand washing.
Okay.
So it is not that we over depend on this on them. So the best thing is hand washing. But in our case, maybe we should just use the sanitizers whereby you are not in a position where you cannot access somewhere you can hand wash. Maybe when you are in your offices.
Yeah, maybe offices.
Maybe traveling, maybe let's say you are coming all the way from like you see you can't go carrying your hand washing facility.
Yeah.
So you just maybe purchase a sanitizer now, then maybe you just as you shift the pass.
Na watu wanaona ni kama ungwana sana, unajua hii stuff ya kumwagilia hivi na just you're done. So we should not depend on that.
Because these are also good.
Yeah.
It's not just
Yeah.
so the best let us just use the hand wash, because when you hand wash you're using it with soap. You are not sure, especially when you are rubbing, you just rub. Unlike hand washing whereby you touch the other surfaces, you see, you are able to at least cover your entire hand, unlike the sanitizer whereby you just rub.
Okay.
That's why I prefer.
Hii stuff ni alcohol, inaweza kuliwa. Unajua nilisikia some other youths suggesting that walai wakifunga vilabu for the next 2 weeks wataanza kutype kwa Google how to remove this kind of alcohol for sanitizers.
Because this alcohol has been modified the way it is just killing the germ.
Okay.
Not necessarily the fermented alcohol. So it is not like that's what you're saying is true, because you can find someone trying now to take the sanitizer itself, thinking it is alcohol. So
Serious, there are people who are thinking that this kind of shit should not close these clubs. Na tunaweza kunywa hiyo sanitizer wa tutambue.
So,
but anyway, I think it's not logic to
as much as alcohol, the alcohol here it is just part of the ingredients that are making the sanitizer. So it is not plain alcohol. Otherwise, if it was plain alcohol, just you purchase alcohol that has a certain amount, then use it to wash our hands. But now the alcohol is just a percentage that has been put here, the percentage that has been put here has just been put so that now to wrap up the other ingredients so that to make the sanitizer.
Oh, so see stuff unajua niliona mwingine akisema I can get to this stuff and kakrom kidogo hivi nimwagilie mkononi sanitize. So it's not about that.
No, it's not about that. That's why I'm saying if I thought it was just alcohol, we'll just be told you go buy the alcohol that you usually drink.
Niliona mtu anafungua tu mzinga amwagilia kidogo ya kusanitize. But anyway, that is not the right way to sanitize. We got some other ways to, or the chemicals necessary for that. And if you can access somewhere you can hand wash, that is better. Let's get to the next.
Yeah, the last one is
Exactly, and that is why we are not now seated on this bench. We are seated on different benches. So social distance. This is hectic. To the youths, social distancing, let me tell you. Najua hata wewe ni youth. You are these people who unajua hiyo season ya kudate. Now I'm speaking about maybe this kind of 15-30. Hiyo season ya kudate. Mazee you need kissing. Mazee you need unaona hizo mahug, manini. And now how will we try to tell these people to just fall, it's just for a moment. Unapata tu wase wanapatana tu hivyo mamata. How will we tell our youth to adopt this culture of social distance?
Show them the impact of it. You know, before maybe you know the impact of something, you can either take it serious or maybe just a matter of it.
Yeah.
So the first thing, we as the youth, maybe people like us who understand what this disease is, what this social distance means to us, to the elder people. So first of all is to tell and show them, create a picture in their mind that this disease is not a joke. So what we're gonna do, it's just maybe some people will not understand the social distancing. We might also go and tell them what is this social distancing, and also like you said, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. These things will end and we'll go back to our normal life.
Mazee na hii corona ikienda 50 years. 50 years, you mean there is no kissing? 50 years, imagine.
So what we can say,
You know, so far they don't have that drug, ya kutibu. So you mean stop? There are people who are dating now. Let's take it to these newly married couples, and you tell them not to kiss, keep social distance.
so that's what I'm saying. In some situations,
Yeah.
so it's not necessarily to be. We also have our parents who are also maybe at the early 30s, the early 40s. That time the intimacy is still high, unlike maybe the aged. So in some cases, in some situations, you not basically have the social distancing, so maybe I'm seeing the intimacy. But what we can do, we can also apply the others. Now, for example, you are a youth, say our parents who are going to work, the one who have been left home, you can say they are safe because they have just come back. But that person who was out, maybe in the public. So what I can say is that when you have now you are in such a situation, just make sure that immediately you get home, make sure you wash your hands, or maybe just go and clean up.
Yeah, your whole body.
Yeah.
Unaoga.
No.
Okay.
So you just go clean up and also change maybe clothes so that at least now you can come back and maybe hug your wife, hug your husband,
Your children.
yeah. So that what you can say, just but that is just narrow to the campus. But we others end up in the markets, let us just have that social distance.
There's this issue to do with now these people who are, starting to relate. Najua there are things that youth ask for and it's hectic. Ati, if you love me then hug me, kiss me. Najua how on earth nitadeny huyo manzi? No. Nitadeny huyo manzi hug aje? na ameniaminia.
As long as you know some things, maybe this we have just said it's just a matter of time. So just make sure before even you go hug that person, also worry even about yourself. Yes, you might hug that person, make that person happy, but don't leave that person visit that. Corona, the bad thing about it is that I won't come here because I have corona, or you won't come here being because I have corona. But let us, as people with the youth, have that personal response. When you understand the disease, you can't even accept a person, maybe somebody, that person has traveled, you don't know where she came from, you don't know her status about coronavirus. So the best thing is let us abstain for those.
Give it time.
Yeah,
It's just a passing weight. It will go. So maybe do you have any other measures that have been kept aside? Maybe this issue of curfew, you can just touch it in 30 seconds maybe.
Yeah, curfew now, those maybe I started with the WHO
Yeah.
organizations. Now our government came up with the curfews, maybe the social distancing in the markets. So what I can say is just the message here now, because we all know what is curfew,
Yeah.
you all know the police are all there enforcing the curfew. So what I can say is just let us just adhere. Adhere is that we comply with those measures, starting from those of the hand washing, those of wearing of the masks, and also the curfew now. And let us just make sure that we are adhering to those measures given to the by the government, those that we started with from the WHO, even the social distancing. So what I can just say about the curfew, let us just adhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe your last word.
My last words, all I can say is that let us, each and every one of us, starting from the youth, the children, the aged, our parents, let us just take the personal responsibility against the fight coronavirus. That's all I can say.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, and maybe we have gone through this coronavirus, and I know if you followed it and maybe taken time to understand what we were speaking about, maybe you have something new that you know about coronavirus, and maybe somebody would like maybe to get you or to get in touch with you as a health educator or a health teacher to the public. Maybe you can give us how to get you maybe via the Facebook and stuff.
Yeah. So my Facebook handle name is Muthoni Wahome. Get Muthoni Wahome. I'm also at Instagram, which is also Muthoni Wahome. And you can also get at me at my email, which is liz.so@gmail.com.
Liz.muso.
Gmail. Liz, lowercase, use the lowercase.
Yeah.
Which is LIZZ. Then dot so, which is MUXO at Gmail.
Okay. So that is how a person can get you maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe would you mind to give you number?
Yeah. But for let's use the email.
Okay, let's use the email because you know, by the way, you were still young. You just done with your education
Yeah. That's it.
last year, studying from where?
KMTC,
KMTC.
which is the Kenya Medical Training College. Lodwar campus.
Lodwar campus, all the way from Turkana. That is where I get you, the guest today, but resides at Nyeri now.
Yeah.
Oh, our guest today was Liz, all the way from Nyeri County, where we have learned more and more concerning the same. I just want to wind up this thing by telling you to, follow us. That is at Samuel Gichomo. You can also follow this show, that is at the Inspiration Desk. You can find all our videos there and our inspiration, that is talks. And you can also reach me at Samuel Gichomo, that is the email at samuelgishomo016@gmail.com. My Facebook page is just Samuel Gichomo, and my Twitter handle is Samuel G. You can get me through all those. You can also WhatsApp me via 59742826. I love you more, because if it were not for you, we would not be here seated educating you, because we need you. Even after Corona, we still need you. Before I leave, I make you remember this. There is that subscribe there. You can just touch it, subscribe. You can like. You can also comment. There is a comment that is there down somewhere, and then you share it, because it is not only for you. It is for every person who can hear this and adhere to it, because you need us. We need you. We need the other person. Thank you for joining us, our guest all the way. Thank you because of getting time to come and talk with us. This is the Inspiration Guest. I was your host, Samuel Gichomo. And now, I give it back to you. Thank you for keeping us company. Remember not to leave this, because it was meant for you.